Okay, we're ready. If you guys will join me, we'll say the pledge and have a word of prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, be with us today as we deliberate the business of the county. Help us, Lord, to keep in mind your wishes, your guidance to us as we try to do just the very best we can for the residents of Adams County. Ask all these things, Lord, in the name of your son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, should have had the minutes from our previous meeting. Any questions or comments on those, guys?
I didn't see anything, Doug.
I reviewed and I saw no additions or corrections. I move that we accept.
Second.
February 24th.
Yep,
I second
February
that.
24th. Yep.
Yeah.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. That motion passes. Send the minutes down for signature, guys. What you got for us, Tony?
Well, first thing I have is the Allied Weekly Health Insurance. And we still have a $6,305.70 credit after the adjustments are put on.
That's all, that's amazing. I move that we accept that before we lose that credit, Stan.
Second.
Is that 63057
Yeah.
I don't remember.
6305, I'm sorry, 630570.
Right, okay, good. I want to be sure I have the right number. Yeah.
Did they make a motion or something on that?
I did.
Okay.
Stan said.
Seconded by Doug, or motion by Doug, seconded by Stan.
All right, and then we have, I put before you this morning, a copy of the animal shelter report submitted by Cindy Heiser. As Eric said, there's 12 dogs and one scared cat.
One terrified cat.
Terrified cat.
12 to 1's a bad ratio. Cat's scared.
Yeah, we can deal with those low numbers, so Stan, if you don't have a problem.
No, make a motion, we accept that report in the record.
Second?
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That report is in the record.
And I also put before you this morning, the county treasurer's monthly report submitted by Treasurer Ed Dyer. If you would like to enter that into the record.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. That report is in the record.
All right. And we have the Northwind prescription weekly claims, and that is in the amount of $5,455.77. I did verify the claimants. $54.55.77.
A lot better than last week.
Prescription, correct?
Yep,
Yes.
prescriptions,
Have no problem, Stan.
Is that claims or administrative?
claims,
Yeah.
prescription claims.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to. approve
Second
this.
Stan's
Motion
motion.
by Stan, seconded by Doug. Claims are approved.
Okay, give me 1 second to
Okay,
get my
right ahead.
act together there. Okay. We have, you should have been emailed the accounts payable claims. And I wanted to explain one of the claims that you're approving today. We had received an invoice from Cincinnati Insurance for boiler machinery for 2026. And the amount on it was $86.99. We questioned that because that was like triple the charge from the year before. So we got to looking at it, at the policy and so forth. Golden Meadows was on there twice. The service complex was on there twice. So we emailed them back, Bixler's. They contacted Cincinnati and we got a $5,360 credit. So the actual amount of the claim is $3,339. After noticing that they had added things shouldn't have been added. I also told them that we only wanted the liability on Golden Meadows.
Okay.
So that's why this looks kind of marked up.
Okay.
But in saying that, that is in the accounts payable claims. And those claims are in the amount of $1,064,904.87. 1064 90487. You get that, Eric?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
The biggie in there, as you probably saw, was
Right.
Bliss McKnight
Yeah.
insurance payment, annual payment of 437,000.
Right.
Well, I'd like to especially thank Tony and his staff for catching that.
Yeah,
And hopefully, Vixens will make sure that, you don't have to double check every month. Or,
I think we probably would anyway.
yeah, I agree with that, but
But
I moved, Stan, that we approve the claim for $1,064,904 and was it 87 cents?
Yep.
Yep, I make that motion.
Yeah, I would second that, and also thanks, Tony, for catching that.
Yeah,
And
good work.
is Dustin that takes care of our account, or who is it that?
it's Dustin and Doug Nelson. For the most part, it's those two, and they're the brokers. So when we have an issue, we contact them, they contact our insurers. Which, I think Steve originally had the idea of hiring someone as a broker. And we had all the local firms come in, and Bixler ended up getting that. And that, I mean, I like having that broker because it saves so many hours of work and research. Mark can tell you, he and I sat for a couple hours one year discussing the insurance stuff before we got a broker. With Carla, I
Yeah, they
think.
can do all that grunt work for us.
So we're glad to have them.
So Tony, does this make you feel like we have to audit those claims more closely?
Not necessarily, because we're catching it before it gets to you. And we will anyway. I mean, if we see a price that is higher than it normally is from the year before, we're gonna question it, we're gonna look at it.
You know, and that's why I like the year look back.
Yeah.
I think in my mind, that helps me catch.
Yeah.
Catch things like that.
Okay, I think I got it.
Very good. Anything else
Yeah,
for us?
as long as they voted on that, I'm good.
Yep, we're voted. Doug motion, Stan second.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Nate, what have you got for us this morning?
Updates. First one's just an action item for you on Bridge 27. That's the one Pickle Road over the Gerke Ditch, northwest of the 000 intersection. BF&S has asked for approval of the construction plans. I sent an email out, not too early, but I sent it over to you as far as a PDF file. Here's a physical copy of those plans. I need to have our approval and signatures on that cover sheet to submit that to NDOT. The plan is we would send those over to the state and upload those this Friday for their final, and I'll say air quote, final review of the project before it goes out to bid. The bid date is scheduled right now for July 8th of this year. So we intend to start staying on schedule with that project. You know, if you look at the plans, one of the things that probably is most interesting for anybody is how the detour for local traffic is gonna work. So that's something, if you wanna see that, that's what we have right now as far as the plan. If we need to change that in the field schedule wise for the construction, I can't necessarily say, but it'll obviously be after July 8th, hopefully before the end of 2027. We're gonna fit a construction window within that. So, but
You're asking us to, give you approval to submit the construction plans?
yes, and with that, there is a cover sheet signature block, and Steve, I gave those with my notes to you, and then I'll need all five of us. So Tony, you're included in there as a testing. I'll sign off on it, and all three commissioners are on that signature block. So we'll just need to sign that. I'll just need that before we leave today.
Okay, so, just as a review for me, is
Yep.
this a federal project?
Yes, this is a federal aid project. We had submitted back in the very end of 2023. We're awarded in 24, and now we're moving forward in the construction end of this year.
You may want to drag this microphone a little closer. I don't know if
Oh.
everyone's hearing what we're discussing.
Yep, oh, sorry. Yep,
Okay,
no.
so, with that being said, Stan, I have no problem, with Nate submitting what needs to be submitted for, I understand, a July 8th bid date.
Yeah, I would make a motion to approve that, submitting that.
I'd second Stan's motion, Steve.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes. So I'll pass these down, guys, for your signature then.
Yeah, there's two copies there, so in case we have an issue with one of them. Next item is just Bridge 96, request for qualifications, and also another term, request for proposals. That is one of our federal aid awarded projects I announced last week. That has been issued by NDOT for consultants to respond. That went out on Friday, the 27th. So that's on NDOT's website. I've got a copy here if anybody's curious about the request and timelines that are included with that. Proposals are due back to me on April 3rd from any of the pre-qualified consulting engineers that would be proposed to do the design on that. So if you get any contact from consultants, let them know that the time frame they can reach out to me, and I've got all the information that they'll need for that. So,
Is that enough time by April 3rd?
oh yeah. So I would have made it shorter if I felt comfortable doing that. But there's numerous projects that hit the street within the days around. So the consultants are scrambling to develop proposals already. I've received a call today about it, actually on my way here. And then lastly, County Road 1100 South and Bridge 163, the vacation proposal there east of Geneva for that road and that bridge. I have the required project estimate for Clayton, so we have that. And I say in my notes, I should have the legal description this week. I actually picked it up on my way here. I got a notice from Brett that it was ready, so I have the legal description. I believe you have all the statutorial prepared or required items, sorry, for that in hand now. So now it's just, I'm gonna work with Clayton as far as putting the schedule together to do the hearing, I believe you need to do, so.
Okay, now, a couple questions on this project. Number
Yes.
one, is Red Gold fully aware and cooperative?
As far as I know, they are. I had reached out to a project engineer early on in the process about the intent, and that's as far as it went from them. So I've reached out multiple times to that same point of contact and had not heard back. Now I'm working through Clayton to make sure that we send all the required legal notices to the ownership team that would be required.
And that would include Red Gold.
And that it absolutely will.
So
Okay.
they'll get a
So
legal
be-
notice as well as the
Okay,
As
preliminary
far as all the
notices you give.
preliminary notices that we had in the meetings that we had with them, but the individual that we met with has not responded to me in the
okay, well,
last
then
6
move
months.
forward through Clayton.
Yep.
Okay,
Correct, yep.
second question,
Are we obligated to give them, the most recent bridge inspection report?
I don't think they're obligated anything that we wouldn't have given the others, but if they want to leave the structure open, then I think it would be wise for us to make sure that they receive that. It is my intent that we vacate this prior to paying to inspect it this year. Is it would be, another inspection would be due this year on the current schedule. But my intent is that we have this closed out prior to May 1, which is when my inspection cycle would start.
and then there's a long structure.
It is, yes.
Well,
So,
I think you're right. I don't think we owe them a new inspection, but,
yeah, no,
you know, if
and they
we
can.
gave them the ones from 3 years ago. then-
I could give them, I would be
Yeah.
happy to give them a history so they can see the timeline and the most recent inspections. Absolutely.
Clayton.
Go ahead, Clayton.
And just step-by-step process, now that Nate has given me MLS's survey, I do have a resolution. I'll bring that next week because we just start the process. Because generally with the vacation of a roadway or bridge, you all know, that's normally from a private citizen or landowner coming to the commissioners. But there is statutory code that allows for a carve out for the commissioners to do it themselves. The first step being that resolution, second step being me preparing the petition, us getting it set for public hearing and sending notices out in the mail to all of the contiguous landowners. So I've got all of that and Nate knows. We've kind of simply been waiting on the survey. So once I'm back from the conference here over the weekend, I should be able to wrap a lot of that stuff up so we can keep it.
So
Let's take the Nate's
speaking
timeline.
of roadway, what's gonna be the status on the road that goes east of that bridge?
It would remain in the current condition and would be turned over to the landowners. So the adjacent landowners would get to the center of the road, assuming it's directly on that
I think
property
the
line.
intended, and Nate has the survey here, I think the intention was that east-west roadway that comes out of Red Gold, goes over the bridge. The intention, I think, was to vacate that entire roadway until it turns north-south.
And the legal.
Well, actually, so I'm kind of familiar with that area. Okay, actually, it'll go east and then it goes south for probably less than a quarter mile, then back east.
Then it goes east again.
Yep. It would include the east-west portion to that turn south. It includes about 560 or so feet, depending on where your center line is, south. And then it leaves a portion of that road for a turnaround for what's 1125 south. So 1125 south there is not affected. And the south 50 or so feet of that, what would be considered 50 west, is not affected. So that there's still a public right-of-way turnaround. And that was there for our maintenance, for our trucks to be able to plow that route, the east-west route, still do turnarounds there.
So Clayton, does the legal work for the roadway need to be completed in to a close proximity of the bridge itself? Can we get all the legal stuff done nearly at one time, or is this gonna be two complete different
No,
processes?
it can all be done at one time. I
Okay,
mean, the vacation of the road, it's really a vacation of the roadway with incidentally, the bridge.
okay, great.
And really
Thanks for proceeding.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep it moving. We weren't hearing back and it didn't make good sense to let this languish on when we had inspections coming up.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, good deal.
so,
All right.
nope. So with that, that's just kind of an update for you and it sounds like we got the approval, so. Well, any other
Very good.
questions for me?
Those are signed there,
Oh,
I believe.
all right. Does Tony have does he sign
He
those?
has.
All right, I'll take those and we'll go from there.
There's only one signature missing, yours.
Fine, excellent. That's the one I can get.
Okay, Brad and Paul, come on up. Looks like you have envelopes.
Envelopes.
All right.
Bit of big oil for this year.
All right.
So yeah, good morning. We might as well just go ahead and start with that. We do have one representative here from the Clink Group. Dave.
Thanks for coming.
And I forgot my glasses, so Paul's gonna do the reading.
There you go.
We'll start with AE 90.
Who's it with?
Sorry, asphalt materials. Asphalt material. Asphalt materials
Out of.
out of Indianapolis. Okay, the first one, AE 90 is $1.82. AE 90S is $2.42. Dust control, $1.72. And post chip seal, okay, post chip seal is $1.62
For the less than 50.
for less than 50 and greater than 50, both the same price.
both.
$1.62. Yes. Okay. And from the Clink Group, get that back there. That's out of Ashley, Indiana. Yeah, it's on. For AE 90, $1.74. For AE 90S, $1.94. For dust control, $2.05. And for chip seal, or the post chip seal is $1.90. For the greater than 50, they don't have a bid for the less than.
Is that right?
Is that what we do?
Say generally, we
Put those
take them
advisement?
under, we generally take them under advisement. That way we can go back and look through all the
Good
agreement.
deal.
So move.
Did they know that oil just went up today?
Hey, it's a good thing we opened these today. Yeah, yeah, no kidding.
They probably bid on these before we attacked that.
Yes.
I'll second the motion.
Hurry.
Motion passes. Under advisement. Thanks, guys. What else we got? For
So
us?
the other couple things we have, I handed out to you the documents last week, just peruse. And, I'm not sure. So the annual operations report, which is the thicker stapled together here. That's just all of our yearly balances and stuff and then what goes out comes in. And so if I think that's one to sign. So if you don't have any general questions, because this thing's, if you ever have any true questions, please come down.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you having a meal?
Yeah.
When do you want to come down? We'll arrange
Yeah.
something.
So, with your gentleman's approval, we do need all three of you to sign this if you approve it.
I move that we approve. You're asking for the state board's account.
Annual report. Yeah.
Annual
document,
report,
annual
correct.
report.
Yeah,
So
I'll-
moved, Stan.
I'll second
Okay.
that. I always think this is the interesting report.
I know.
The north-south stuff.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Motion passes.
Okay, we need to sign all three, right?
Yep, we do.
You have 3 copies or?
Just one copy, you just, all three of you sign the one, then I'll sign it, Nate will sign it.
See that here.
Okay, what else, guys?
So we have the annual comparison report comparing 2025 to 2024. And like Stan said, this is always an interesting thing. You can tell a lot of years where we do focus a little more north or south. And I do want to say I give our ladies in the office kudos because they track all this. I mean, by township, the labor cost, the material cost, they track all of that and come up with this report. So I just want to give kudos to them because it's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any, questions about that, but it is interesting. We did spend a little more in different areas last year and this year, it'll kind of go back the other way a little bit.
I've always, I'm not making this serious. It's more of a fun thing than being serious, but I represent the south part of the county.
Yeah.
And I'm quite aware that there are a lot more gravel roads in the south part of the county than the north part of the county. And I know the reason why.
Yeah.
So that's, do we need action on this, Brad? You want action?
No, this is just something we
Information.
hand out to you gentlemen. It's basically just a good guide or,
Just accept it into the minutes.
if you would please accept it into the minutes. That'd be
Stan,
good.
go ahead.
Yeah, I make a motion that we accept these reports into the.
I'll second Stan's motion, Steve.
Motion passes.
And the only other thing we have is we started selling buggy plates yesterday and we sold 17.
All right.
17.
So
Off to a running start.
Couple thousand more to go.
a few more to go. Yeah.
While you guys are up here and planning for the next year, I did want to point out that we've got Commissioner Mark Harebrant here from Hamilton County to talk to us about putting more roundabouts in.
Which one is he? I'll run him out of here
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
We were thinking replace every stop sign.
Oh, Nate would love that. Sorry, Nate. Yeah.
No.
No, that's all we have for you unless you guys have questions, comments.
I'm good.
Good.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Yep. Thanks for all your work on these reports.
Yeah,
I'll tell the ladies that.
Yeah.
They put a lot of.
that's a lot of time. No question about that.
Rick, come on up. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I like the way they got that worked out.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I guess I'll just start with this.
Rick, you
My
might want to
microphone
speak into the
closer.
mic.
I don't know. Yeah. I got a problem over at the courthouse with the women's bathroom and I have it closed right now. I did have some pictures taken here that I want to so you guys can see it. Picture one and picture two.
Are these from the, camera, the end?
It is. It's from Vern Andrews, took these pictures. If you look, and it's kind of big, but there's
that
a
a
hole or a
break?
crack right
Yeah.
there, right? Now, if you look at the second page, that's like a 90 there, and that's kind of right before that break.
Okay.
So when they go and camera this, their camera wants to go right in there.
Yeah.
But when they jet it, they are able to make that, okay?
Okay.
But I don't know what the other line is out there. And I want to kind of locate it, of where it's going. So what I've done is, the decision I've made is, I want to see what you guys think. I'm gonna try to get that cleaned back out, and just as soon as Vern can get here. He's busy with some wells or something. Somebody ain't got water. So I want to get that reopened in the women's. Then I want to go over in the men's. I'll probably have to pull a stool or get back in behind there. And then try to locate where this is running out and get another clean out. I went to Ethan and Hayden. There's nothing showing up on the GIS on it. So I want to try to get it located that way, but that bathroom, that men's will be down probably, I don't know how long it's gonna take, 3 or 4 hours, but I can't have them both down. So right now, what they're doing is either using upstairs with no court or using the men's as a unisex. I mean, we did that in the past when they remodeled the women's, they were doing that. So that's where this is on the bathroom, if anything's said. What's the
On
fix
the
for?
women's, you said.
Yes, it's the women's side. What's the fix? Hopefully I'll have a better answer for that when we can locate it, and maybe we have to sleeve that area.
Is that break under the building?
Yes,
Okay.
it's in the basement, yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming somewhere along the line, both men's and women's goes into the same
Yeah,
line somewhere.
They have to,
They have to.
yeah. But it's just somewhere between wherever that is. And I've been having problems with it. It's been excessive TP in it.
Right.
But we can't keep doing that.
Right.
So
Where does
that,
it go out of the building?
well, I'm thinking GIS didn't even show it. I'm thinking it's, the southwest corner, like where the wheelchair ramp is, that
Oh, yeah.
far corner. I think it's going out there.
Then it would probably go to the street south towards
God, I
the
would think it would
post
hit-
office.
Yeah, I would think like over by the light or the post office or
Yeah,
something, I
probably.
would think,
Well, you don't know until you
but we'll,
figure it out.
I'll try to
Yeah.
get it found out. So that's what's
Is
going on
that
there.
something that Nate would, have you dealt with any of that as far as the soil drainage around the courthouse?
I haven't been involved with it, but
I think,
I mean, outside the courthouse, if we had to replace drains under the floor.
I've got to call into the city. Maybe they can help me out there
Okay.
with what's going on with that. So
Yeah, 'cause that's the women's restroom over there.
yeah,
And is that in the basement?
yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Can't
good.
be much fall there.
Well, I wonder, check with the city and find out. I'm wondering if there's more than one, outlet in that courthouse.
See, that's what we were thinking. Maybe there is.
Because we had major problems with sewer in the alley behind our office. And I wonder if that line extends all the way over to the courthouse. Because we had, the city came and they jetted it out. Luckily they came and it hadn't been done from what they could tell ever.
Yeah,
And so they jetted that line out back, to the north. But I wonder if where they stopped, if it plugged up.
yeah.
I
I mean, it very well could be.
I don't know.
That's why I wanna try to, we're gonna snake in there. I'm gonna try to run the locator and
You
locate
don't
it.
think it goes out of the courthouse on the north side towards you guys, do you?
I don't know if there could be, the floor sewer drain could go one way and the other could go the other.
Yeah,
Hard to tell.
I just, that's why I'm gonna try to go through the men's because I can't make that 90. It won't go around their camera.
If you sleeve that pipe, how long of a fix is that? Is that a temporary fix or is it? kind of
I
a-
would- I would think it would fix it.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
those are long-term
Those
fixes.
are
aren't they?
long-term fixes, you know. it'll
Sleeve it
be-
with PVC,
it'll
basically
be
it
solid, yeah.
becomes a PVC line.
Yeah, they would just, if we can get a camera in there and just locate all of it, you know, is there any other places? You know, I don't know.
Is that a cast iron line probably?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, gentlemen, that's what's going on, and I'll get that clean as soon as he gets in here. Try to do what's.
So like, say if you go up, in the jury room and those restrooms up there for the judges and stuff, I mean, I assume that all goes down into the same.
Eventually,
Outlet.
it probably does, but it must not be going down into the women's because it ain't coming back up there. It has to be a different.
I think that kind of indicates there's more than one path out.
Yeah, because it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's above there. It's not going up and through there, so.
It'd be plugged in.
Courthouse isn't a new building.
No, no, it's not. The other thing that I have, I should have gotten this to you before, is just, what I have here is, you remember when I spoke to you about getting the clerk's office hooked up to our generator
Mhm.
in the hallway? I do have a quote for that and a listing of everything that's gonna be done here. I'd like to, you don't have to give me an answer today, I guess, but I just wanna show it to you.
What all is hooked on the generator?
Right now, all that's on that generator now is that server room up there,
Okay.
because we tried to get that for the last election.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is that a big enough KW generator to take care of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We can put more than this on there too. It's just that we'd like to get this just because of the election coming up. Hopefully you get it hooked up. Yeah. It's a generator we took from Golden Meadows.
Oh, yeah, in Cuban Courthouse, Tony.
Stan, did you print that list of what's in those funds? I don't have it on the tip of my.
Yeah, they just sent that.
Cuban Courthouse should be in there and over to the right somewhere. It'll show you what's currently in the
Now,
balance.
what this would do is get the clerk's office hooked up to the generator and then some outlets in the hallway. out there.
504,352. And year-to-date expenditure, 0.
What's that figure again? 500?
Well, that's the current beginning balance.
Oh,
His quote, the quote you have, right, Mark? Is 21,380. Am I reading that? Is that the one?
That is,
Okay,
Get more than one quote or just.
there's just one.
Do you think Vern with his camera could kind of determine how those pipes go as far as where they go out of the building and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's.
I mean,
Yeah.
would now be the time to kind of have him figure that
Yeah,
out?
I wonder as you
Yeah.
get, let's
That's
let's
why
deal
I'm
with this, let's deal with this and then we can circle back on the plumbing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I need
sorry.
a,
yeah.
Yep,
you guys okay with going
Well,
forward with
yeah,
this?
Mark, we don't,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's there, we can. I mean, we can approve, okay, let me ask you this, first of all. Does he need more than one quote?
Yeah, I think under the purchase policy, we gotta have two.
What is the amount?
It's
It's 21,380, I think it
Is
is.
it 25,000 or is it 20,000?
I gotta look, it might be 20.
The quote's 21,380.
Yeah.
When, down here, when we put the generator in the power room, what all part of that did Service Electric do for us? Were they more involved with the generator and the transfer switch, or were they?
They did
From,
they did the wiring up in the power room,
Okay.
panels. And then,
Service Electric.
uh,
Service Electric, yeah. Gee, Mikey.
Hey, Steve, is that Fort Wayne?
No. it's-
That ought to
it's,
scare you right
I'm
there.
sorry, it is Fort Wayne.
It-
Yeah.
Yeah. he's a good
Shamble,
kid.
Shamble and Sons did,
Does he work for them?
What's that?
Shamble and Sons did the generator through the alley and down in and the transfer switch.
Okay.
They did the panels and the power.
The question's gonna
Because I-
go, we need more than one.
I know, haven't we done that where we've got
If we need more than one, we're just gonna have to.
a good
dig.
reason to use the same
Yeah.
contractor because of
Yeah.
prior experience?
We used two different.
Are you
ones on it.
checking on the purchasing policy, Mark?
Okay.
Well, Mark checks on that. Are we okay with going forward with this? I guess, guys?
Well, we need to, I think if the generator's there, why not use it?
I agree.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
think we need to too for the
So
sake
I
of-
think we're good as long as we don't have to have another quote, Rick.
Okay, now, this won't be done this coming up, I'm hoping to have this done by November.
Yeah,
Right.
okay,
Gotcha.
okay. As long as that generator's got
So,
plenty
yeah,
of.
you
It does.
Okay,
just have
good.
to figure out where to pull the money from, whether it's Cume Court or it's a maintenance.
And there might be, hey, this could fall under cybersecurity. Might be.
Could be, yeah.
I wonder if, will we have to add more UPSs?
Well, yeah, I've talked to them about it. We don't have much on there, but yes, if we, eventually it's going.
I
to.
mean, for the servers, we definitely do. but
Yeah.
For these
Yeah.
circuits, I almost wonder if maybe
We,
we don't.
we might not need to. I mean,
It's just really the outlets in there,
yeah,
Yeah.
so it won't,
yeah,
yeah.
we'll need that buffer.
Once we get the invoice or whatever, Glenn and I'll find the correct place to pay it out
Okay,
to.
okay.
We need two quotes over
Yeah,
20,000.
We need, we just,
We're
we're
gonna,
stable.
yeah, we're gonna have to get another quote, Rick.
Between 20 and 50.
Okay,
Okay, need a quote.
so we can't give you the okey dokey on that
That's
today.
all right.
Bring it
That's
back to us.
Let's circle back to the plumbing. Stan, thoughts on the,
Oh, sorry,
Drain stuff.
I didn't mean to jump.
that's
back.
okay.
Yeah, no, if Vern could kind of, figure out where,
That's why I'm gonna do this, because I can't go through the women's because of that 90, can't get around it. Hopefully, we don't have that problem over there in the men's and we can find. where
Yeah,
it's
I would
off.
say before you get too involved, like Mark suggested,
Oh, yeah.
work with the city Decatur.
Well, and I guess my comment, Rick, is let's fix it the right way so you aren't back in there next year again
And
or 2 years from now. If we have to sleeve those old cast iron lines, let's put a project together to get that done so that we resolve this thing for the next, let's put a 10-year fix on it instead of a 2-year fix on it.
it may need a sleeve and we may need to put a clean out or two in.
Okay?
Okay,
Let's fix it the right way.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'll get another quote. I'm just touching base here and Tony's been dealing with this, so scanning will start next, Monday, I believe. And they're gonna be down.
Mark's
in
cheering. Yay.
The old council on aging
Says
room,
Brad. Yay.
and that's room 120.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that, when they start that process, do I understand that they're almost work
24/7.
straight through to get it done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have they'll run 2 12-hour shifts, I
Okay.
think.
Okay,
So anyway, they'll be at 120.
okay.
and so that way none of the books will leave the building.
No, none of them will leave. I believe they're probably gonna start in here, Tony.
I think they're starting with commissioners to get that all done. And then either probably surveyor next, and then auditor probably last, I would guess.
Is there anything like down in the basement in Bern, in the basement of that bank that needs scanned too? Like it has anything to do with commissioner records?
We had already been down there looking, and I think we got everything that we could find down there. I know Mike Rolling went down, I went down, Bob Rhodes met us there. I don't think we have anything down there. What we do have, the clerk has some things that need to be moved as
Relocated
part of
back
that
here.
ARPA agreement,
Right.
but they have to have a place to bring it to when they move it.
And then everything in the recorder's office, Tom's already got.
He's already got it, yeah, by the same company, actually.
Yeah, I thought that all the records that pertain to commissioner records that Mike Wine and.
I think they're all in this room.
And I don't, maybe Brad, did you go down there, Brad?
Yeah, Mike and I went upstairs, we went through like some of Tom's storage areas. Just double check, make sure we didn't find anything else, so. Yeah, they've been down to the bank, but unless there's something floating around storage we don't know about, everything should be down here.
Good.
Now, Tony has informed him this. Next Tuesday, we have council and commissioner, but they're just gonna have to make sure. Audit is going to be held at, Terry's Law Firm.
Okay, good deal.
So that's done. Clock and the flag. Sunday, time changes. I think I got everything to get the flag back up, but I like to do it when I go up there with the clock.
You haven't got your new maintenance guy hired yet, huh?
We're gonna start interviewing tomorrow.
Okay,
The thing with the clock or the flag,
make sure he doesn't have a fear of heights.
yeah. The crank's not on there no more, the hand crank, so it has to be lowered that by hand because it's obviously not complete. But, once I get that flag back up there, the only thing that's gonna hold that cable and keep that flag up there is 2 clamps. And I can show you that on a picture here later, but it's just 2 clamps that are gonna be on an I-beam to hold it. And that's how it was when I went up there to get it back down. That's the only thing that's holding that. Hopefully, it doesn't work its way loose, because then it'll come straight back down. Well, it'll lay on top there is what's gonna happen. It probably won't get it through the tube. I put different connectors on it. Hopefully it'll go up through the tube. But that's where I am with the flag, if anything is said with that.
So, where are we at on finalizing that project to automate the lowering and raising of the flag?
Well, hopefully we can find out next Tuesday when we ask John. Ask John what's going on.
We've asked John about that a couple times. They have yet to, there's still
The-
money in ARPA for them to be paid.
Yeah, the power is ran downstairs to function it. Of course, it'll be able to be run upstairs. In other words, the winch, it's bolted down up there. But the problem is the cable was slipping on it.
Right.
So
They
I
were
don't
gonna
know what.
Re-engineer that.
Yeah, they gotta do something with it. I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
So that's that. And then, we're gonna start, we got a couple interviews for the position that I have open
Good.
starting tomorrow.
Good deal. Good luck.
Other than that,
Anything else for Rick, guys?
I'm good.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Good work. Find a good one out there. Yes. Mary, what have you got for us this morning?
Okay, well, Form 11s, which I guess I had talked to you guys about in council, I had talked to them about. So I've reached out, well, I guess to reiterate. So since we don't have a fast copier anymore, it's gonna take us double the time to do the Form 11s. Typically, it takes us 2 weeks. Now it's gonna take 4. So I kind of did a cost. So last year we did 16,600, 74 cents a piece, which cost $12,284. Okay, you got to keep in mind though, I don't know how many we sent out, like they're farmers, that have a lot. So we pulled those out and we put them together in an envelope, a manila envelope, okay? And then that way it kind of saves money. So this is just like a rough, because I'm considering like you're sending them all out as a letter.
Does that
which-
include the postage?
No, no, that's just, oh, excuse me, though, that is the postage, my bad, yes. Okay, the wages, I calculated the wages for, this is all based on 2 weeks. The wages for my staff to do that is almost $9,000. The envelopes, like your letter envelopes, $750. And then paper was $154.65. So the county paid $21,371.90, giving all of that, okay? Postage is going up this year to 78 cents for letter. Okay, so that's kind of based on last year, what we're looking at, okay? So anyway, I reached out to Complete Printing and Masters Touch, which Masters Touch is, it's not located in Indiana, but they do, I think it's 30 counties that they do, and I've reached out, and the counties that they do, they are well liked. So where we're going with that is, okay, they will do everything. They will do the postage, they will do the paper, they will literally do everything. We will do nothing. Also, they do, what do you call it? I can't, right now it escapes me what you call it when you get a price cut if you send out so many. What do you call that? I can't.
Discount.
Yeah, I know, but it's got a name and I can't think of what it is right now. But what'll happen then is our postage will drop. For the most part, not everyone will drop down to 59.3 cents. Based, or except, besides 78 cents, all right? Pre-sort, that's what I'm talking, pre-sort. I couldn't think of the word, sorry. Anyway, pre-sort, so that'll take a lot of the letters from 78 cents down to 59.3. So anyway, this is kind of a synopsis of everything. So for the envelopes, for the letter, they're gonna be 0.04, so 4.5 cents each. For the paper, it's going to be 0.05, so about 5.5 cents there. The manila envelopes, here again, we're kind of doing we keep track of how many we sent out that were the 5x7 and how many were sent out by the 8.5 by 11. Anyway, they're charging us 80 cents each for those envelopes. Okay, the one thing good I like about them is that, well, one, the postage is great. Two, they can actually go through and do what I was just talking about, like your big farmers, they're gonna go ahead and sort them out. So your big farmers are only going to get, all of theirs will be in one envelope. So in other words, the manila envelopes will still go out. So that's great, because that's time consuming. That's all done by hand in the house here. So here's kind of the estimate with all of that. For the envelopes, it's $704, and this is based on, how many they say? I don't know if this says how many, I think they based it on like 17,000, okay, because with things changing, it typically goes up every year as far as how many we send out. Okay, so envelopes, $704. The 9x12 envelopes is 80, Form 11s themselves to print them and everything is $935. And the mail prep is $1,275. So given all of them, it comes up to $2,994. And then the estimated postage, which they did on, I guess I was wrong on the 17,000, 15,500. So the estimated postage is $9,610, which, like I said, last year, based on, it was 12,284. So that's, you add those two together, we are saving, on postage, we're saving $2,674, give or take a few. This added up to, what is that, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, roughly 12, 13,000 is what theirs comes out to. And a lot of it is pre-sort. That right there is saving a bunch of money. I did the pricing on the paper and stuff like that, and I would say that they are in line on materials from what we pay for them. So I would say they're in line there. So that's with this Masters Touch. So that's that. I did reach out to Complete Printing, Charlie. He gave me different variations of just printing out the Form 11s, inserting them into the envelopes. They would not, combine like your large ticket people that have a lot of parcels. Given all postage we would do ourselves, like I said, we would have to sort them out because personally, I guess I feel like, people that have a lot of parcels don't want to get 15 envelopes in the mail.
But you wouldn't get the pre-sort discount, right?
Right. So, we buy our envelopes from him anyway, so I know, and he gave us a true quote on that. So, anyway, if we do print, fold, insert, mail, no postage included, he says $2,800, which is in line with this at $2,994, but we're getting a heck of a deal on the postage. That's kind of the difference, because we're gonna still have to do the postage in-house, and it won't be pre-sort. So
What are we, you talking about sending out reassessments?
the Form
of property?
11s.
Form
Yeah, the Form 11 where it tells you what you're assessed this year and what you're gonna be assessed next year, and then
Okay.
that kind of leads to
Those go
appeals
out- How often do you do those go out?
every year.
Every year.
They get mailed out the last Friday of April.
And it goes to every
Basically,
property owner in the
everybody,
county.
yes.
Has
yeah.
nothing to do with the staggered years of reassessment.
No, the cyclical, no, this is just something that the assessor's office has to do. And I, kind of reached out as far as could we just put them online?
So how are you doing it now, Mary? Is your office just doing it
We do them all.
in-house
Yes,
total?
we do them all. And that's why I said, for us to do it in-house, it's like 21,000, almost 21,400. When I put the wages and everything into it. So I guess but given all that, I'm hoping that Masters Touch, you guys will allow me to use them to, do our Form 11s.
Can you tell me, there's a lot of numbers there, can you tell me if you pull the postage out of their quote, what is their quote to do the work absent the postage? you have that?
$2,994.
And you almost save that back in the pre-sort savings.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-sort really saves you a lot of money. And like I said, now that the postages went up to 78 cents, last year it was 74 cents. So you've got 4 cents more there.
I'm not sure that it's fair to use our labor towards that, because if we have Masters Touch or Complete Printing still do it, we're still paying those people.
Right. And I'm assuming that you wouldn't
So-
like be paying
so I don't
overtime
think
or
you can
anything
pull
for
that
those
out.
other folks.
No.
Okay. So it's,
Cause we're gonna pay that labor whether we have Masters.
and that's the reason I asked, if you just pulled that.
Yeah.
So we're paying them $3,000 round numbers to do the labor part. But they're saving us $2,600 for the pre-sort. But we don't have the technology to do the pre-sort work.
No,
Okay.
I shouldn't say we don't have, we probably do. I don't know. I don't run the postage meter. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I-
Because that's gonna take a lot, because you literally have to go through, and it's based on, gosh, the county did this years ago, like your zip code. And then I think it has something to do with, we all have a 4-digit code after your zip code. It's like finding all of that and this and that. And this company, they'll do all that. So like when these go out, it'll have your 46733 dash blah, 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 blah.
They have the technology.
Right.
To do that.
And, we just don't, right now, we're working on, our assessing, getting the new construction in. Vision Solutions is doing the ratio study, which, where they have to go over and look at all of the parcels, your ag, your, buildings and, you know, there's different areas because we have new cost tables. And so those have increased. And so that's going to have an effect on taxpayers and that. And, anyway, so they're working on that. And, you know, we have to have everything ready in the system, new construction and everything, so we can certify to the auditor by July 1st. So that we still have a lot of work to do. And I just don't feel like we have a month to take out of all of that. That's gonna be pushing it for us to get this done.
You have money in your budget for this?
Yes, I believe, well, not the postage. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have the postage.
But everything.
Because the postage always just come out of
your
your,
budget anyway.
no, postage comes out of
Right,
yours.
right. But you have in your budget the cost that would take care of the service. Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure, yes. I may have to, you know, do it out of more than one fund, but yes.
Well, you know, I could see the benefit of the pre-sorting business for
Yeah.
sure. You know, the rest of it is basically employee responsibility, probably on the job description somewhere.
Yeah, and that's,
You know, but so if we wanna improve if we wanna use the pre-sorting, and if she's got it in her budget, that you're not going to have to ask for an additional appropriation, you might transfer line items.
Right, I may have to
You
transfer.
know, postage is ours anyhow. I don't particularly see why we should drag our feet, I suppose.
yeah, I'm okay with it. What do you think, Stan?
Yeah, if you guys are okay, I mean, if the represents a savings there.
Well, it's not probably going, well, I think it's gonna be more of a convenience for homeowners and farmers, especially with the
To
pre-sorting,
pre-sort.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I just
you
need
know,
the signature.
which one of the two vendors are you recommending to?
I'm
this?
recommending this one, which is the Master's Touch. Because it's all about, it ends up being about the postage,
Right,
you know, I mean.
Right.
That's a heck of a savings.
well, Sam,
I suppose if we try it for a year
Yeah.
and see what happens,
you wanna make a motion on that?
so, yeah, I'll make that motion.
Master Touch?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second Stan's motion.
$2,994. That motion passed. Good deal.
Okay, I'll get that in a minute. Okay, since I'm already down here, I figured I would touch on a few other things, just to kind of give you guys a heads up. So I believe I also talked to you, the council and commissioners possibly, I'm not sure. So our contract with Pictometry, this is the last year of that contract. It was a 6-year contract, okay? So they're going to submit a new contract. I told them I needed it March, April before, so I have it for the new budgets. You might as well already plan on it. It's gonna be more because, you know, it's been 6 years, so I'm sure it's going to be with inflation. So anyway, I got an email and I sent this to Ethan, and Ethan says he's good with it as well. Because he kind of works with the state, you know, on getting the flyovers and that done. Anyway, they are planning on starting March the 16th, and then it'll be done in April. What that includes is flying, capture start, scheduled flight plans, and when they're done flying. So it's kind of from the beginning to the end. I would prefer that we do it leaves off. The last time it was approved leaves on, which I was auditor then, and I think what the mindset there was because it was cheaper to go with leaves on, but leaves off. One reason I'm saying that is Vision Solutions, who does our reassessment, right? We're no longer gonna have pictures, so nobody's gonna go out and take pictures anymore. So we have to rely on this. So we have to be able to, because in Pictometry, you know, we can zoom in and, you know, we can see what Doug has, you know, this, that, and everything else. And if we have leaves on, that's gonna be hard to do. It's going to mean, because if we have something we're not sure of, then we're gonna drive out, we're gonna look at it to make sure that everything's good, okay? And anyway, that's one reason why I say I would prefer leaves off. I don't have a contract today. I just kind of wanted to say something to you. And they say that it will be between 30 and 45 days to get this done. So I can't give you any idea of what the cost would be when the new contract comes out. I have no idea. But I just wanted to let you guys know they're gonna start doing the flyover.
When the contract comes out, I would, definitely consider the leaves off.
Yeah, I think
It
that's.
seemed to me like the pattern was to rotate that
Yeah.
historically, leave, one leaves on, one leaves off, so if.
No, it was all,
It was always leaves
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I think if you're
the
not
only
going
thing I can
out,
say is the
if
company.
you're not
did
going out
S&P on it.
personally, the staff isn't going out to take pictures, then leaves off, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. We need accuracy.
Right.
The second, when you talk about this contract, when they do a flyover, do they do the flyover for the partials that need reassessed, or do they
It's
do
the whole
all of it at
county.
one
It's the
time?
whole county.
All at one time.
It's the whole
Okay.
county. And I'm not sure if it'll
So the
be,
leaves on, the last ones we did this flyover was leaves on, right?
yes.
Okay, what was the amount there?
I pay 73,000. I think it's around 73,000 a year.
And then when's the contract end?
This,
Coming
this is the last year.
last year, the
Yeah,
contract?
next year it'll be a whole new, it'll be all, it'll
Well,
be. a
I
whole
would
new-
reach out and get a quote for leaves off price, just so you.
Right, right.
so
And
you
I
got an
told him to
idea.
quote both, but yeah. Just FYI, part of the flyover is paid out of reassessment, and then part of it comes out of county general, and that was kind of something that I talked to Mike Brown about, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was. And I don't know, we came up with that's probably the best way to do it, because reassessment can't pay for all of
Yeah,
it.
would council, would touching base with council members to, prior to all this happening?
I informed them that this was coming up. I did, I believe it was
You
budget
may wanna
time.
get, maybe it's too late, but you may wanna get on the agenda on a council meeting and run it across them. If reassessment's not gonna cover it, do they have any preference what area of the budget they're looking at?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Part of it comes out of reassessment, the other part comes out of county general.
Okay,
because
but
that's
do
what-
they wanna maintain that?
Well,
They're the ones that.
That's
set
their
it up.
call. Deal with them.
Deal with them.
right, and that's, I mean, there's no way, reassessment, there's no way
Well,
that it's
but
gonna
it's a
take.
council issue.
I know, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys
Right, I
know.
appreciate it.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with
Okay.
everything.
When will those, the flights will take place yet this year, or would they be next year?
No, it'll be this year. They're gonna
Okay.
start in March. Well, I guess we're in March, aren't we? Yeah. They're gonna start this month.
Well, if they're gonna start this month, then we need to make a decision with leaves off or on pretty quick.
Well, no, this is based on the contract we're currently in. Like I said, that
Oh, okay.
expires this year. Next year, we'll have a new contract. So when I come to you, like I said, I told him to give me the contract,
Okay.
March, April. So I have it for budget. So once I
Okay.
get that, then we'll, yes, this is based on that
Good deal.
6-year
so
contract
this
that
is
we
next
had.
So there's plenty of time before 27.
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah.
Talk to council.
I mean,
Cause
this-
you'll talk to council and build that into your budget for next year.
Yeah, I mean, every year that, yeah. But
Okay,
right now, I
sounds
don't really
good,
know,
Mary.
yeah.
Got a plan.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks,
All
Mary.
I need is
Yeah.
that paper back. Oh, you got it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for.
Yep.
Too.
Oh, you're fine. How you doing? Doing good?
I'm fine.
Good. All right. Have a good day.
Mark, come on up.
I have to see how big your stack of papers is today.
Just one.
Is it raining yet?
Yes.
This is a minor subdivision that already happened, but they only did 2 lots and we're allowed up to 3.
Mhm.
So 300 east, 800 south is where this is near. And so the original subdivision was 2 lots, which was this one piece. This is lot 1, that's lot 2. Lot 2 is gonna be now 2A and 2B. So this line is what's been added
Sure.
right there.
300 east, 800 south, okay. Still in Wabash Township. No, it's in Jefferson. Okay, right, almost on the township line, okay. Well, the design committee went through it.
Yeah, it's got road frontage, plenty of acres on each
And
lot.
it's called the Gerber Hilty subdivision.
Pretty flat of lot too.
Okay.
And then that ends, nothing else can be split there.
Is it Gerber or Graber?
Unless they do
That
a
one
name
says Graber.
Uh-oh.
Gerber.
It says Gerber. Get that corrected.
We'll have to get that corrected.
Yeah.
How did world did we miss that?
Make more sense if it was Graber.
When you hire a dyslexic surveyor.
I'm sure it's this one. I'm sure it's that. Yeah, well, okay, let's approve the Graber Hilty subdivision pending correction of the document.
Okay, I'm fine with that. You okay with that, Stan?
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay,
motion?
all right.
Second? Yeah, motion passes. So we'll sign this, but we'll potentially have a correction to sign at a later date.
Yes.
Maybe Gerber's the past tense of Graber.
I don't know.
It's English.
Huh, good catch. I did not catch that.
Just a minute, on Thursday.
I can't believe Mike missed that. in ours.
Check with
Oh.
Mike on Thursday from 9 to 12. He has a session, it's gonna be on video here for land use. And, okay, and if you can attend, maybe one of your office.
We're gonna try and make it work.
Okay, thanks.
Put my John in there somewhere.
Can you go back, give this to, he's wasting it, you might have to use that.
Okay. What else we got for us, Mark?
That's it.
That's it? All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Eric, why don't you come on up? We got an addition here to the agenda.
Hi, guys.
Good morning, Eric.
We have a bid for boilers at the jail. There's just one.
They sought sealed bids
Yeah.
and published that. They only received one just for Mark's benefit.
Yep. Gonna open that bid this morning.
So
Who's your bid from there?
Hattersley and Sons out of Fort Wayne.
Have we used those?
We use them currently for our, all of our mechanical. Trying to see on here where, find a price. Okay, yeah, final price, time, materials not to exceed for the above scope will be $159,175, $159,175.00. That's for all materials and labor and putting everything in. There's a whole list of things that we requested, down to concrete. So that's pouring concrete, that's everything.
Eric,
That's a
if you,
turnkey.
if you don't mind, refresh our
Absolutely.
memory, exactly
So
how
what's,
broad is this project? I know it's boilers.
yeah, so what's happening is both of our boilers at the jail are starting to fail and they keep bouncing back and forth. So we have two. So in order to do this, we have to bring one of them down, replace that one, and then bring that one, the new one back up, and then take the other one back down.
So this will replace both of those.
It's gonna replace
old
both,
boilers,
yes.
Failing boilers.
Yes,
Okay.
and so what's happening is the backflow, something about a backflow, gas backflow, something. And the boilers that we currently have, it allows that gas to come back through and it's not exhausting correctly. So when it comes back through, it's rusting everything inside the boilers. So if you pull the panels, even the panels off of the boiler, it's the color of the wood. It's rusted
So
completely.
is the problem being, is the, beginning problem due to water?
It started out as water. So in the beginning, we had real bad hardness and it was, we had a system called Easy Water. That didn't work for us because we were on the end of the loop. I think the city of Decatur is now going to extend that over that line out. So
we won't necessarily have that much of a problem. We've also added softeners at the jail instead of that easy water system. So we've taken that easy water system out and put in two big softeners as well.
So
That's a previous. that was-
Hattersley is confident that this solution will resolve your problem with the premature failure of the
Yes,
boilers.
we even suggested a particular type of boiler that we know that will take care of the exhaust backing up into it.
If I remember correctly, the estimate that we had was in this range.
It was, originally, we expected it to be a whole lot more.
Okay.
Originally, when we first came to you guys, we thought it would be, over 200,000. We kind of had a smaller estimate, just over, we got an estimate, actually from these guys in the beginning, and it was in this range. It was a little bit higher. And then obviously this bid came in even a little bit lower than that.
So the project was advertised properly
Yes.
and posted properly.
Yeah.
And we actually only had
And
one
only
bid
one
submitted.
response.
We had three picked up. We had three packets picked up, but we only had one turned in.
One turned back in.
Yeah.
Well, that,
At this
And we
point,
had
just
several,
wait-
we had
just wait.
several visitors at the jail. They had come to the jail, did an inspection at the
Should
jail.
we just take this under advisement and let Eric review it, or do you feel comfortable just approving this?
well, I'd like to have Martin review it to make sure that the warranty items are in place like they should be and so forth and so on. So
Okay.
I think, I'll make a motion and put it under advisement until the attorney, our county attorney has
Okay.
it reviewed.
Yeah, and it'll go in front of council to be appropriated out of King Jail.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they've appropriated it yet.
They just didn't know how much.
They're aware of it.
Well, it's a good thing that in this county, we have a Cume courthouse fund and we
Yeah.
have a Cume jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not a matter of trying to find money.
Right.
The money's there. We
Right.
just gotta be very careful that we're, council especially is frugal in spending those funds.
No, it says this proposal's valid for 30 days. So we'd have to do something
As
for
it
that.
is,
Yeah.
Valid for
council,
30 days.
it has to go before council because they budgeted it all at zero.
Right.
So any amount they'd have to come
So,
before then.
Tony, this 30-day timeline looks like it's gonna be an issue, really, is it?
Not if they come on
You
the
get it on
10th.
the agenda for the
So
next
next
council
week's
meeting.
agenda? Okay.
Yeah.
If they come on the 10th, Dan or Eric or both come on the 10th and present this to council, they can make a contingent upon you guys approving it
Okay,
at your meeting after
okay,
theirs.
Eric, you got the idea?
Just
All right,
make sure
thanks.
you're on council's agenda. for
Okay,
the next
thank
meeting.
you.
Okay. Stan, I need a second on, you
I'll
okay with, okay.
Yeah, you want to just.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan, that's,
Yeah, I'll just.
Table.
taken under advisement.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Okay. Mark?
A lot of times people bring their own knives.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I've got
come
one
up
in
after
my
the meeting.
Make sure you're.
Chairman.
Come on up, Eric. Eric, come on up, Clayton.
I think first, Tony or Mark had it right here. Just another,
Another abatement.
abatement agreement for, what's the line on it? Lot 16.
You just need a motion to approve.
Correct.
Yeah.
Motion to approve and signature.
Second?
So that's,
Abatement agreement passes.
majority, if not all now. I think there's very few of the individual, property owners.
Okay, maybe since we have several guests here this morning, maybe just, they're probably wondering, what's this about? So just
Yeah.
give them a 101 real quick.
So out there at the Country Acres, Paradise Lane, used to be a mobile home park. It's become dilapidated. Public nuisance violations were issued back in May of 2025. None of the property owners came forward at that time to, promise abatement. So our office was then forced to initiate enforcement actions in order to get a court order to either order the property owners to abate the property or allow the county to abate the property of its nuisances. Most of the individual property owners, meaning property owners that only own one lot, have now come forward and signed an abatement agreement with the county, promising that they will have any of the public nuisances abated by July of this year. There are a few others that I'm still dealing with. It's individuals that own multiple lots, because those will not be enforcement actions in the small claims arena, but in the circuit court. That property owner, I've given some time and they are reviewing the abatement agreement. But if I don't hear back, or our office does not hear back soon, I'll move forward with the enforcement actions to get the ball rolling on that. Is that a
Thank
good
you.
synopsis?
Thank you. That's good. I needed to review myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second thing, I came to you all last week, proposing an ordinance, because I've been doing the research for another municipality, establishing a policy of the county in relation to APRA, or Access to Public Records Act. Specifically, Indiana code has a statute that carves out the ability for any political subdivision to prohibit the commercial use of any information obtained by APRA requests. So I'm proposing ordinance number 2026-2, which is short titled, an ordinance of Adams County, Indiana, to regulate the commercial use of public records obtained from electronic data storage systems. Again, this does not in any way preclude APRA requests. In reality, though, I will say that it will probably stop many of them, because a lot of them that do come through, as Tony knows, the auditor's office, the sheriff's department, who gets some, know a lot of times it's APRA requests for various contracts, various studies that have been done, because those entities understand at this time we don't have this ordinance, so they can then take that and sell that information as in kind of a headhunter sense to commercial entities for competitive purposes and bidding, et cetera. So, I mean, to kind of just, I can kind of read the preamble of, whereas the Indiana Access to Public Records Act, codified by Indiana Code 514.3, establishes the public policy of the state of Indiana that all persons are entitled to full and complete information regarding the affairs of government and the official acts of public officials and employees. And whereas Adams County, Indiana is a public agency subject to APRA, whereas the county maintains certain public records and electronic data storage systems and receives requests for copies of such records, and whereas responding to the request for public records contained in the county's electronic data storage systems requires commitment of significant time, resources, and public funds, and Indiana Code 514.3.3E expressly authorizes a political subdivision to enact an ordinance prescribing the conditions under which a person who receives information from an electronic data storage system pursuant to Indiana Code 514.3.3D may or may not use that information for commercial purposes.
Does this create penalties?
It would create penalties. So basically so section 7 of this would basically be administration and enforcement authority. So the designated county official, which I define earlier on in the ordinance as the designated county official, would really be the department head. If the department head comes to me and says, hey, we have this response, but it's kind of been indicated to me that this is obviously now being used for commercial use, we can then, and it would probably be through our office, send an inquiry to that requester stating, itemize any and all uses of this information, including but not limited to commercial uses. If it is found that they're in violation of the ordinance, meaning that they did use it for commercial use, the real remedy is the exclusive administrative sanction of, not, it actually, then Indiana codes allows us to then preclude, any further APRA.
So really, the ordinance itself is a deterrent.
Well, it's
Just when companies understand that we've got that in place.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the very day that he brought that up last week,
We
I
got,
sent him an email that we received for public
Yeah.
records
and
request.
it's pretty easy to identify them. It asks for, certain RFPs for certain projects, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, hopefully it doesn't make more work for you. I mean,
It won't.
yeah.
It will
What's
not.
what's the procedure that we need to follow today on this?
So for this ordinance, I have researched the law. I know a lot of times ordinances require public hearings after adoption. This, because it does not have any enforcement provisions that affect residents, we do not need a public hearing. So I can introduce it today, if you guys accept the introduction.
By short title?
By short title, and then I'll leave it with Tony and it can be adopted next week.
I move that we pursue Clayton's recommendation by short title only. That would be
Is that adopting it?
ordinance 2026-2, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That's my motion,
What your motion was to
to have, by short title only, to proceed
introduce
with
it,
this ordinance.
introduce it. Okay, so,
Today.
so the motion is to
For
introduce
adoption.
it, for adoption later.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, so motion passes.
I don't have
Anything else for us, Clayton?
I don't have anything. Mark may add.
Mark, what have you got for us this morning?
All right, that's it. I think that's all we got.
Shannon, what have you got for us this morning?
Make that back so I can.
Okay, no, we did not adopt this. We just introduced
They
it.
still sign it if they aren't adopting it today, or do I bring it next week?
Just for order's sake, introduce today, adopt next week, so they don't sign.
Gotcha. Hey, you have
So
a guest?
Yes, no, not officially. This is Joe Riccozzi. He is the new environmental director in the health
Hey,
department upstairs.
Joe.
Just want to
So
put a
I
name to a
just-
face, so.
Welcome
Yeah,
aboard.
wanted to come
Yay.
down and
Thank you.
introduce him and give him an opportunity to say hello to
Great.
everybody, you guys included. So-
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate your expertise and past experience here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to being back to a local health department level, so yeah, the challenge is bringing.
Well,
I've worked in Adams County for 10 years with the state, so I'm familiar with the challenges here,
Sure.
So, just to make sure, both the environmental and the clinical side,
Just environmental,
just environmental, okay.
environmental.
Okay, that's all I have. I just wanted to bring him down
And
and
I'm assuming you've met Mark Quinn already in Plan Commission?
Yes, I met Tony. I've got a copy of my budget, so.
Okay,
Starting off good
Cool.
there, so.
Very good. Get the important stuff out of the
You'll,
road.
you'll probably get an email from me later this week once I get my phone, so.
Good deal.
Then you can contact me.
Let me,
Looking forward to
let me
working
give
with
you a
you.
card on email.
Doug is
I
our
operate just a
representative
bit
to the health
differently than
department,
these
the health
guys.
board.
Okay, all right,
So Doug will probably be you'll see him more than you see the rest of us, but.
all right.
Use this email,
Thanks, sir.
okay? Not the county.
All right.
Did anybody warn you about Shannon?
no, we've met a couple
Shannon
times
has been
now,
in
so.
Good. Very good. Thanks,
No,
Shannon.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, great.
Anything from the public at this point? We've reached the end of our state agenda. Anything from the public?
I don't know, you got a rough looking crowd out.
We do. I think we're gonna talk to a little bit of them in our open office hours, so.
Nothing?
Doug, Stan, anything for the good of the cause?
The only thing, we had CMHC meeting last week, which is Community Mental Health Centers. And we had a resignation off of that board. Jeremy Brown had served on that board for quite a while and he offered his resignation, so we do have the opportunity for another appointment. And so I think a couple of the board members and Dr. Mahmood were interested in talking to some people. And so I think we're kind of in the process, and I don't know where we sit as far as commissioners. I know as far as commissioners, you appointed me to that board. So with this vacancy, I don't know if it's technically our appointment or how.
Okay. Does it make sense that remain our prosecutor? Obviously Jeremy's not running for reelection, but does it
no,
make
it
sense we
didn't
keep
even-
that open until?
It didn't even sound like it needs to necessarily be an attorney, but
Okay.
they kind of threw some names out there. Wendy Davis sits on that board. She threw some, a name out. And so I guess just to kind of let you know, that's
Okay,
in the
you'll be
works.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
Well,
The only other thing I'd have, Steve, is, that our current legislative session is coming to an end for this year.
It did end.
It did end, and there's some bills out there that could have some impact on Adams County, such as the possibility of consolidating townships. We're not saying that. It's just something that the public needs to be thinking about. The only other thing I have is, Eric, congratulations, Belmont, on the girls' state
hey,
championship.
woo-hoo.
Huh.
Yeah.
Belmont needed to be put back on the map, and that'll do it.
Yeah.
So other than that, if nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Yep, I'll second that.
Motion